Dania, 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 da, 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with some of my guys, my brothers actually. And due to highly request, we're going to talk about that forbidden conversation we all said we wouldn't talk about, but we are going to talk about. And if any ladies who's watching us wants to join on this conversation, let us know. We'll drop the link in the description. Road E versus Wade. I don't know which one of y'all fellas want to tackle that first. This thing been an uproar. Jordan even stated that the protesters are on fire.
Yes, sir. It's it's like once the verdict came through, yeah, especially around downtown LA. Sorry. And also I think in West Hollywood too, they're protesting like crazy. Protesting. So like I said, here's my little take, with me, it's just like, it's just going on for 50 years, especially, this is not my to say, this is, basically for women, like I say, it's a choice for women, to have their options and everything, fortunately, it was overturned. And now it goes by what states they're gonna do.
Yep.
And I believe now that 22 states are planning on being it illegal. Either it's illegal or plan on being illegal. And most of these states I saw were, southern states. I know here, like I said, California is legal. The West Coast states are legal. Most of the northeastern states are legal too, but majority, it's in the southern states and everything. And with me, it's like, only thing I would say is for the women who's been, sexually assaulted or raped,
yep,
or molested. I really, really hope these states figure out a way for that. Please, that they're illegal, please figure out a way for that. Figure out a way for that. That's all with that. But like I said, for the women, my thing is like you can uproar and protest, but what are the steps are you gonna take if you want to get this fixed? If y'all really want to get this fixed, because you can protest, say what you say with tweets and everything. But my thing is, a month later, everything's gonna be quiet.
Facts.
I feel like y'all gonna forget about it.
Facts.
I feel like you're not gonna take the necessary steps, to fight what you guys are fighting for and everything. And with me, like I said, with me, it's like, this is for in general, you gotta, practice safe sex, to not, you gotta practice safe sex to alleviate, trying to have a baby or anything, and also picking the right partner and everything, not just sleeping with everybody. Not sleep with everybody, but sleep with people that you really don't know, and all of a sudden you're pregnant, and having a decision to, abort or not, you gotta make that decision.
Yep.
Because not, because you know if that person is the right partner. And my thing is, pair bonding is important, with a guy or girl that you're with and everything. you know, to be with that partner and everything. But all this to say, yo, you know, this, like I said, this do your research. You know, especially with these different states, you got you ladies or fellas are living in. Do your research. You know, because I feel like, you know, the old world was federal, they pushed back to states, and now really do your research on what states are legal or illegal, and focus on the necessary steps that you need to take for yourself. That's my take.
That was a beautiful take. I don't know, Ron, if you wanted to speak before I speak. So there's so many.
Go ahead and speak.
There's so many things we can unpack about Roe v. Wade. And first off, we can say, was this law really meant for Black people? That's the first underlining, and I'm just going about how I think about it. And then there's a religious component about there where fundamentally, if you say you're a Christian, you can't be for abortions. If you're a Muslim, you can't say you're for abortions. It goes totally against your doctrine. Now, a law was passed before we was born, before we was even thought of. And let's also put an example. The person who the law was for, we seen the lady did a commercial. She said she was lying. She had 3 daughters of her own. You seen that commercial? I'm sitting back here wondering, I see a lot of people are contemplating it, man. And mind you, we're men. You know what I mean? You know, it's your body, your choice. We don't get invited to the conversation, even if we help fuck for them babies. You still entirely say you do what you want, even if we might want to keep the kids. It does not our place. Your body, your choice. Then a lot of people are mad about what politics is them. A lot of y'all was sitting by the wayside. Y'all don't play the game of political science. None of y'all can't even spell lobbyists. Who your clerk of courts is or your city council member. Who represents you. None of y'all play this political science game. Do we need to make a board game to show you how to deal with politics? Y'all should have seen this coming. I'm just being real with you. You know what I mean? When you voted Biden in, and I know a lot of people say, hey, this has something to do with Trump. Some of them court justices was there before even Trump was in office. Am I right?
I think you're right.
He just, I think,
I think he voted what, 1 or 2?
I think he voted 1 or 2. I know he voted Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
He had that rape case. Ooh, that rape case. Or that touching thing. Then I forgot who he wrote. Then I'm saying to myself, a lot of y'all mad, especially Black people. Was that law even made for us? I want you to sit here and think about it. Could you align yourself with the ideology of what this law says? And listen, Black people, especially down south, are Christians. Y'all in the most fundamental states. Majority of Black people live down south in the most fundamental Christian fundamentalist states. We talking about hardcore Bible thumping Christians, where some of the senators, city council all go to the same church. The governors of these southern states go to church. You don't think Jeff Sessions was a church-going man? I want y'all to think about it, people. I'm asking y'all a question. I want you to think about it. You say you love God, but you vote Roe versus Wade. Talk to me. You know, like I'm just kind of confused. I'm kind of confused with the madness. I can understand, and you know, we all talked about this. You know, in certain horrendous circumstances, where if you're great, if a family member muscled it, yeah, we want you to be able to have that choice to terminate that pregnancy. But what if you were just out here having fun? What if you was popping it for a real nigga?
Yeah.
Then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna just get rid of that baby." A lot of y'all got rid of babies. We didn't know where these babies go. I love, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm a man, people. All the people who are watching, it's your body, your choice. I'm just speaking from a person who's looking at this from the other side.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Fresh South Florida. He said, you know, Black people have the highest abortion rates.
Woo! Lord Jesus. Fresh South Florida came back with an uppercut with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was an uppercut. That was an uppercut. So basically, if I want to be very devilish, I say that's helping us more to bring our birth rates back up. We need more soldiers.
Yeah.
But I had to come back with the Christianity thing. Is a lot of us are Muslim here. A lot of us are Protestants. A lot of us are Seventh-day Adventists. It goes fundamentally against your Bible. Black woman.
And sometimes they go to get multiple abortions, like it's no big deal.
Listen, the brothers in the chat, Urban Noise just dropped the link in there. They say remove statue of Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood founder tied to eugenics and racism. Can y'all spell eugenics? Eugenics is the reason why y'all aborting. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eugenics. Eugenics is the reason why they say black people are dumb, or we animals, or we come from the caves or something. I ain't never been no cave dweller. It's so funny. There's a Planned Parenthood just 3 blocks away from my house in a predominantly black area.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, my brother?
Yeah.
I can go to Aventura on Biscayne. I start from 125th and go all the way up. I'll run the 5 fertility clinics. I'm not just talking just to talk. We out here, we live in this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of women are gonna get mad and try to understand what it is. Y'all knew this was gonna happen. Come on, baby. You don't know how to play politics? Did you see your local mayor? Did you speak to your local senator, your governor? They seen this was gonna come.
Yeah.
None of you niggas even vote local. And y'all worried about Roe versus Wade?
All right. Or state.
Talk about it.
Especially with midterm elections coming up. Like I said, you know who governor you're gonna vote for, you know what mayor you're gonna vote for, you know, the judges you're gonna vote for, you know, like I said, the research is out there.
Check this out. This is for a lot of you high power people. If y'all play politics like how most people play politics, we could have bought, rent, lease a lobbyist, a senator, and put them in office to support our narrative. None of y'all even practice that. These churches, these big churches that are in the South, in Texas, in Georgia, in Tennessee, in Kentucky, in West Virginia, they support they local and they major. They support their local and their major people. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I know.
Shut your ass up. That's my dog. He even got a problem with Rhodey versus Wade. And she's a female. That's why she probably barked, because she hear me talking about it. Fellas, now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. From a personal level, how do you feel about this stuff?
Now, on the aspect when it comes to Roe versus Wade, I had to do a deep dive, research and see how do it affect the Black community, the aspect of Black women. Now, Roe versus Wade, when it being overturned for, it's gonna do a lot of harm than good when it comes to the aspect of the Black community, because this is why Black women have the highest fertility rate than any other woman in America.
Yeah.
So, more Black women is gonna die from the aspect given more Black women gonna die from the birth, and also when it comes to the aspect of Black women as well, Black women don't make enough in a sense when it comes to the United States economically. So now by Roe versus Wade being overturned, Black women now got to make much harder to maintain an economic system, because you already know Black women are less to get married. Black women seem to not have a stable household when it comes to raising their children. So now it makes it very, very hard for Black women to actually succeed in America. So Roe versus Wade, at first I was kind of against it, but then I kind of understand the aspect of why there's a lot of uproar when it comes to the Black woman, because they see it from a long-term turn of events. Now, I personally believe, I'm against abortion on certain aspects, but also I'm for abortion when it comes to the sense of some women just can't afford a child right now. Having a child is very, very, very expensive, especially when it comes to our community. And you already know Black men tend to not stay with a woman for long term. So as soon as they get a woman pregnant, they seem to go along. And not only that, but people haven't, and probably not aware, just because Roe versus Wade got overturned, Florida is now working on a law to allow the child support system to increase by the 15 weeks. So when a woman is 15 weeks, child support is automatically active. That's for any man. And when it comes to the state of Florida. So now, which means is, and people can do research themselves, which means is that when a woman is 15 weeks, the Black man is the guy that now starting paying child support, which means it makes it very dangerous for the Black woman. So there's going to be more fertility rate when it comes to the Black woman. So a lot of Black women is going to see a lot of harm. Good. Roe versus Wade got overturned. People can actually do research. This is new because it got overturned. Around the extension, they're working on a new amendment to allow another child support law in the state of Florida, and also states are also getting involved. So I think it's really serious what we're thinking. So that's why there's a lot of uproar when it comes to the Black women. Because I was like, why are the Black women getting upset? Because they see the long-term effect of it. And now, like I said, I'm fortunate, but on a different aspect when it comes to incest rate, and when a woman cannot afford it, having a child is very, very expensive. So so that's like my only take on it. Is my only take when it comes to Roe versus Wade. Like it's gonna get very, very dangerous to a woman. Very, very dangerous.
Yeah, Ronnie. And the thing is, if it happens in your state, all the other states, they're especially they're illegal. Like I said, you're gonna hear a whole bunch of stuff in states. They're gonna change this, they're gonna change that, and especially around these times with inflation and everything, this is It's gonna be something, yo.
That's what I'm saying. It is. So some people trying to see what's the better route. I think it's time for men to probably do that to me. If they plan to have sex on a couch level, get a vasectomy and then get it on reverse.
Right.
Because there's some men I just don't like using a condom, which, you know, is their choice, their body, of choice. So they got to prevent themselves in the best way. So there won't be a lot of kids, a lot of men don't even want the child. Because now the states are gonna get involved. They're gonna force the men to keep the child. But they're like, hey, we don't allow abortion. Remember, to go to your state joint, it's gonna cost us like a woman normally, like say $500 because of inflation. So it might cost them $500 just to get a plane ticket and to go over there. Now there's also jobs that also is gonna back to one up like JP Morgan, but the thing is coming back at Chase Morgan. It's not a lot.
And also
these high-end business, not a lot. Go ahead.
Right. And also, Dick's Sporting Goods, you know, they put out a statement now, once, you know, Roe was overturned. They say, you know, we like I said, for our employers, we'll pay, I think it was like $4,000, like for room and traveling for everything, just to, if you're in a legal state, you can go to legal state and get aborted. But they got kind of in trouble with saying, okay, would you pay for the abortion and everything? And that kind of raised red flags for, you know, people that really are liberals. And they was like, you know what? You know, it's like, oh no, they, you know, I have no business. You know, they like, oh no. I saw it on social media and also saw an article about it too. Of, you know, they kind of put their foot in their mouth. And people was like, you know what, Dick's Sporting Goods, I ain't gonna shop there no more.
Yeah, and you gotta break down the whole aspect of Roe versus Wade, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people say, okay, why is there so much uproar for Roe versus Wade? Because at one point I thought the Supreme Court was getting involved. Say, you know what, involvement matter. Let the state take control of it. So whatever state decide what they want to do with Roe versus Wade, it's on them. But I think, you know, most of the states like California, Texas, Florida, New York, I think Georgia, like all the big states, know it's gonna be a lot of hard issues for women to get the help they need if they want to get an abortion or not. Like I say, I'm really against abortion. Somebody asked me, I'm really against abortion because I'm really pro-life. However, but I kind of understand the aspect of certain women on why they need to get an abortion, because especially like, for example, like Hakeem said, especially in our community and the Black community, there is some women that just cannot afford a child. And it's just a fact. Just can't. Yeah. Some men too cannot afford it. You know, and some people are like, oh, just give it them for adoption. But you know how many, there's like 60 million children up for adoption right now and not even getting a proper home.
Exactly.
Something to think about.
No, you're right. It's a catch-22 though. It's a catch-22. Because you want to know why? I've heard that same conversation about family members that's in my family, and I could not imagine not having these niggas around. My sister had her son at 16.
Oh, wow.
At 16, I'm not scared to say, but he's been the best thing that ever happened to me. My other sister had 2 other kids. They've been the best thing that ever happened to me. What mindset would I have been if they wasn't around or ground me? I understand that from an optics point of view, there's certain situations where it might need to be necessary. But then there's other times to say, do you really want to make this choice? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like how many doctors, lawyers, presidents, people who could have cured AIDS that we done killed over the last 20 years?
But so do you agree if a woman, I'm just saying, do you agree that, because you know, there's women now today, they're having sex by the age of 13, not even 16, by the age of 13. You know, sometimes guys develop early, some guys develop like at 12. I think you already know 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So it's okay for a woman to have sex unprotected at the age of 13 to carry a child?
No. I don't believe that. Listen, proper education and good upbringing will prevent a lot of this stuff. Contraceptives. I'm just saying this. if you know how dangerous this stuff is and how serious it is, you will make sure that you won't fall into that trap. But if you do now, you got to deal with your mistakes. You have to deal with your mistakes and see what it is. Sometimes, I'm not saying this, please, people don't get down. There's been certain people in the past who use abortion as, okay, there's some people who don't have 4 or 5 abortions. There's some people who don't have 4 or 5 abortions. There's some people that the abortions done mess their body up so bad they can't even have kids no more.
Exactly.
I agree. Yeah.
As far as Black people, culturally, kids are important in our life. That's why I say I don't understand modern women when they say they don't want to have kids. You might as well say we're not Black anymore.
It's not the aspect because kids now is very, very expensive. Remember back in the day, you used to have like 10 kids per household. You hear stories like that.
You do hear stories like that, yeah.
Because everything is so expensive.
Listen, living a life with no kids is vapious, man. Listen, I buried my Ron can attest to this. Jordan, you probably can attest to this. But me and Ron could attest to this. And because I was there to witness that. I went to Ron's funeral with his mother. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
The house was packed. Mind you, Ron's mother had how many kids?
7.
Had 7. Some of the girls had babies. When you see the beautiful children that spawned from this one lady had all these people in the house. You tell me that's something you want to give up? When I looked at,
No, if you ask me, no, I want a big family.
So let's think about this. How many grandchildren did your mama have before she passed?
6. No, bigger now. It's more than 6, like a good 8.
I buried my mother's sister not too long ago. And I was looking at the obituary, looking at the amount of nieces and nephews she had and grandchildren. And I say, mind you, there's one of them that is adopted. That's another thing I don't know. My family, there's one we adopted. We don't even consider him that because he's been here too long. That's something I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start talking about this in third world countries, and you know what I mean, we understand the conversation of grape, the male stuff where the molestation, you know what I mean? We understand those needs for that. What about excluding those reasons? I got cousins and all these people. How would I ever think of, hey, what's up, girl?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Wow.
Roxy, you know you got your camera on.
I know.
Okay.
You look nice though. You ready to talk about this?
I'm listening.
So when
I don't even think you know. Did you even know
I'm at
the
work.
live
I
right
can't really
now?
show. I'm at work.
yeah, then if you want, you can turn your camera on.
Yeah.
Even though everybody would nice to see you see your face.
I'm at work. I can't really show. Okay, my face.
Turn your camera on.
I laugh. I laugh too much.
Nice. Hey, so let's have this conversation. Oh, before we get into it, Fresh Sounds Florida said, John, if kids are too expensive for women to keep, then why people are still having unprotected sex? That's a good question.
Yes.
Because it's the feeling of feeling good. Most people that have unprotected sex, if you ask them why the reason why you have unprotected sex, they'll tell you it
Wait,
feels
say
much
it again.
rubber.
Ask the question again.
John Smith said it the best. He said, let's be honest, fucking is fun and it's free.
Yep.
The whole time I tell you is the feeling. Is the feeling good. That's all it is.
Roxy,
Yeah.
what Ron said is people in the comments said that if kids are too expensive to have, why people are still having unprotected sex?
Like, no, like I said, it's desire to feel.
I mean,
that's my.
That's true. Like
skin on skin.
I think that's true because that's what sex is made for. It's made for reproducing. It's made for reproduction. But at the same time, people should be able to control themselves. Like you should not be that overly sexually active to the point where you have no control over yourself. Like that's where a sound mind comes in. I think that you can have sex. I mean, every time you're not gonna get pregnant, but if you're gonna have sex and you don't want to use protection, you should at least have a good pull-out game or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
we all know the pull-out game don't work.
Yeah, I mean, some of you niggas weak. I ain't saying y'all like.
I know I'm weak.
But I know people that got good pull-out game. But at the same time, I mean, you gotta, because you're gonna be sad and crying and weeping when that girl get pregnant. And you don't got the money to give her abortion money.
That is true. Weak men sad and cry when it's time to abortion. Weak men, listen. Double D, listen. Double D John sad and cry when it's time to weep.
Oh, no, I probably you were going to say Double D John's in the chat. No. That's what I thought you were going to say.
But let me ask you a question. How did you feel about when you heard the verdict?
When I heard the verdict,
yeah,
I wasn't really upset because I know the history behind a lot of it. So it's like I'm not an emotional being where everything is gonna affect me emotionally. I'm a conscious mind where I'm able to think logically. So I'm not like, I understand a lot of people are upset, but I mean I understand because of my understanding. I understand the why. Well, to me, it's not a bad thing if you ask me for my choice. For me, I'm not really upset about it, no, because I know the history behind it.
Are you pro-life?
I think I am pro-choice and I'm pro-life. I'm both.
Okay.
I believe that people should have their choices, but at the same time, I believe that they shouldn't be mandated to be. I don't think people should be mandated to have a, like, you know what I'm saying, like to do certain things. I think you should have a choice. But I am pro-life. I think people should be like, like you were saying earlier on, like you should have a good upbringing to make choices. And with the choices that you make, you should be able to make good choices, like being able to either, like mother a child if you want to, or if you choose not to have the child, you can always put it up for adoption or find some other kind of way. But you can have a choice if you want to have an abortion. I think that's true, but if you want to have an abortion, then you make that trip and you take the trip to wherever's allowing it.
But let me ask you a question. Could you see yourself living without any of your kids right now? That's a tough one.
You're trying to make it personal.
No, but okay. I'm just asking. That's
Could I see myself live without my kids? I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. 2 of my kids, I was gonna have an abortion. Actually, one of them, I was actually in the doctor's office on top of the table, but the only thing is that the doctor never showed up, so he wasn't here, and I wasn't able,
Wow.
I don't want to get too personal, but I want to say, what's the number one reason why you were thinking about why you want to do? What came to mind? The reason why you want to do abortion?
My second child. Well, my first child was made out of love, of course. But my second child, it wasn't really planned. It just happened. So it's like, I was gonna get an abortion because I didn't really want to have any more kids. I wanted to be married and all that stuff before I had any more kids and stuff like that. So I just wasn't like ready to do it and all that. But my third one, that just happened. It happened also, but at the same time, my kids are a blessing. They're very smart. Like I can see them, becoming maybe even a president or whatever one day. Like they're super, super smart. Like they're very intelligent.
But remove that and tell me, how do you feel when you see them and you come home?
I I mean, they're my everything. Like, who wouldn't love their kids? Despite what I just said about I wanted to have an abortion because I didn't want to have, you know.
Do you think they change? Do you think they change your life?
Do I think they changed my life? What do you mean? Like did they make a difference in my life?
Like meaning that from the type of person you used to be, do you think they've changed you for the better?
I mean, they give me motivation. They give me inspiration. I'm able to make certain decisions because of them. They give me reasons, the reason to live and push and, you know what I'm saying, to go harder, like to persevere and everything.
And that's the same thing I felt about when my sister had her kids. Because I was in the streets. And I didn't.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some people that shouldn't be. If you ask me, there's some people shouldn't be having kids at all. Period.
No, that is true. I agree with that. I agree with that. So that's why it's a catch-22. Go ahead.
What do you mean by that? Like some people shouldn't be having kids.
Like for example, there's some kids in the Black community that shouldn't have been had because they're doing a lot of good.
Let's go there.
If the kids are doing harm, isn't that based on the parenting?
I was just about to bring that up.
Doesn't that go with the parenting of the
advice that have kids unprotected, and that's why you have a lot of dangerous kids that's polluting the community. Prime example, look in Chicago. Right now, Chicago.
A lot of that stuff is political. I'm talking like if we're gonna speak realistically, as far as the children in the neighborhood, you're gonna have one of my kids is bad as hell, and he the smartest shit I ever like. He had more words than anything this year. He bad as hell. Nobody won't want to watch because he bad. I'm just saying, like children can be bad and all that stuff, but guess what? It's always that one person that'll inspire them to be different. But I'm gonna say my son used to be bad. I'm saying used to be like really bad, like growing up when he was like 3 and 4, whatever. But now he's just really smart, like very intelligent.
Oh no, Jordan was saying something. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was agreeing with Roxy what he said about the parenting. Go about the parenting. I was agreeing on that part.
It's already onto parents because I remember I seen a video of a girl. She's going in a hair store and she's still in hair, and she has her son behind her still in the hair as well. You're creating a criminal because they're following you. You're not being a good parent to let them know, like what I'm saying. You're not bringing them. You're not being a good parent.
Yeah, that what I'm stating. That certain kids shouldn't be had because the aspect some parents are just immature to be able to take care of a children or even raise children properly. That's what I'm saying. That was a kids shouldn't have been had.
Listen,
but that's why I grew come in. So that's why I grew in something else. Like you, like I don't know who was saying this. One of y'all was saying this. Like one of them could become something that can be able to change the world. Like one day, you never know.
You never know. Or somebody could be set to. Listen, life is like a roll of dice sometimes. You feel me?
No, my mom was supposed to try to get rid of me plenty of times when I was born. So I've heard. So the stories is I was supposed to be here. And
you what? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do you ever ask your mom a personal question? Like you ever ask your mom why? Or that's too deep. We don't have to discuss on the podcast if we don't want to.
What do you mean? You said
why?
This is from what they've said. Like the grown-ups in our lives, this is what they have said. My auntie, my mom, my sister, the brothers, what they have said. I think it's because I don't know, because they make jokes about me being adopted all the time. So I don't really know. It's kind of sketchy a little bit. I don't know. Maybe because something with daddy. I don't know.
You see, and sometimes certain women make decisions from the content and disgust of the man who they had sex with. And I'm not talking about the ones. I'm not talking about the ones who've been violated. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about just general. Like I'm saying this: if I knock up anybody, if I knock somebody up and they talk about abortion, I'm gonna hate you forever.
Hate? That's a strong word.
No, I'm for real. Because listen, as much as I preach life, love, family,
But sometimes, like when you're pregnant, you're so emotional. You say a lot of things, like anybody can say, you know, fuck this, I'm gonna get an abortion. Because I've said it before.
No,
Like fuck this, I'm gonna get an abortion, blah, 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 and you really don't mean it. So it could be just a trigger thing to trigger you because
no,
she's feeling some type of way because
no,
you're going through like a lot of emotions when you're pregnant.
that's okay. But I'm talking about who really gets serious and go to that place. Then we know you're serious. Listen, everybody deserves a chance to live. And I'm not saying, and listen, by no means, I'm not religious.
And then that's what it be like. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. You brought me here. See what I'm saying?
Listen, I could not only imagine what the world would have sent of events if they would have got any one of y'all here. Y'all here talking to me. That's by design. That's by that's by a decision of y'all mamas and daddies. Think about that, man. Think about that. And whoever's listening in the world, this probably was the time for us to talk about this to them. That's always by design.
But you know Hakeem and Roxy, you know, there's some men that actually tell the woman when a woman is like about to get ready, like that's pregnant, a man will actually go tell a woman, say, you know what, I don't think we should have this kid. I cannot afford it. I can't do it. And a woman will go ahead and have this kid. So how you expect the man supposed to feel when the man is telling the woman?
No, it's a part of taking responsibility.
You got to take it. No, you're right. I was just agreeing. You fuck for them, you got to take the hit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a coward. I'm not gonna lie to you, my nigga. I was a coward.
You can relate to the story. That's what I'm saying.
I could listen. I'm still hurting to this day. I'm still hurting to this day.
What happened? You had an abortion?
I forced somebody to have an abortion because I was
You forced them to have an abortion?
Nigga, I said I was gonna make your life a living hell if you had that baby.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's your fact. It's a fact.
Why did you? But why though? Wait. I'm curious to know why. I'm curious to know why. Why?
One, the circumstances of how I got to who I got to know her from. If it would have went out, it would have been a scandal. It would have made me look like a fucking fool. That was one. Who the person was.
Wow.
Two. But here's the funny thing is, I had went to the mosque and prayed about it. Now, mind you, I've already had done gave her the money. I went to the mosque and prayed about it. The imams had me crying at the mosque praying. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I went back and said we shouldn't do it. She was like, "Oh, come on, let's go." But I had said so much messed up stuff at that time that she was like, "F that. I'm getting rid of it." To this day, that's probably the reason why I don't have kids. I would have got rid of it too. What the hell? Listen. Then again, I don't know. Listen. To this day, that's probably the reason why I don't have kids to this day. That's probably that's probably my punishment. Yeah. I'm listen, and I don't want any other man to make the mistake that I made at 20-something years old. Because let me tell you something. At any given moment, I could have took that baby and took the baby down south. Because you know the grandmamas would have just took it until you got right. You could have came back and stepped up.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't have a place to stay. And it always happened like that. You're not working, you don't got no money, but you fucking for free.
You think it's the ability of a man when he
But it's a life lesson though. It's a life lesson. Like that's something you went through. That's like a testimonial life lesson. So you don't beat yourself up just because, you know, one incident happened. You still got to move on with your life. No,
you do. But listen, I'm using this as a testimony for a lot of guys who probably feel like they're scared. Hey, brother, you know what I mean? As me being the old age now, it's hard to find somebody to want to have kids now. 90% of women I met say, "Oh, I'm not the one. I ain't trying to have no more kids." 90% of women that I meet say they don't want to have no more kids. They've already did enough. And then I'm telling them, how can I be with you? Think about this. How can I be with you? Mm-hmm. You don't want to have no kids. What about my family? Who's going to check on my family when I'm not here anymore? You all know how this, everybody know how this thing. Somebody married. No, listen, everybody know how this thing goes. If you don't have no personal connection with a person, if the woman goes and moves on and marry another guy, they hear lesser from her unless there's a connection. Boy, you better go out to your grandmama's house. Am I wrong?
No, with your situation,
that's so crazy.
with your situation, I came with the feeling of what you were saying when you have abortion. I feel like there are some men who feel like, you know, I don't know if it's the nature of a man when they don't feel they can provide for their kid or for their woman, they just like get scared, like, oh, I can't do this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but let me tell you something. That is true, but when you throw in the mud, it's natural instinct. You would have snapped out of it.
Right.
There's many occasions where we're not prepared for things. As soon as we fall into it, we snap right into daddy mode. Snap right into. Listen, how can you tell a cat to be a mama?
You probably could have been a great daddy. You probably could have been a great daddy. That probably would have changed your whole life.
But the thing is, Hakeem made a good point. He was saying, like I was saying earlier, some people just cannot afford it. He was like, look, you were thinking a lot. He came to a logical reason. Like, look, I can't afford it. I can't do it. He made
got a job and everything.
But listen here, Roni. At that time when that happened, I still bullshitted a couple more years after that.
See?
Hey, Hakeem, John Smith had a question for you. He had, do you feel you were in a good position to be the father at that time?
I wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you, John Smith. I wasn't. I was young. I was hanging in the streets. I was not paying no rent. I was living on my sister's couch. My sister allowed me to live there rent free. I'm putting tickets on her car. I'm bouncing from bitch house to house. Me and my homeboys was trading holes. Listen, to be real with you, I got my homeboy girl pregnant. Listen, I got my homeboy's girl. Huh?
How old were you, by the way? I'm just asking.
I was like 24, 25.
Okay, continue.
I got my homeboy girl pregnant.
Wow. And then what happened?
That's why the situation was so fucked up.
I got it.
Oh, that's the girl?
That's enough said. All right, I got it.
Hakeem. What the hell?
You're speaking truth.
Yeah.
What were you doing? What did you have going on?
Nigga, we was out here wilding. We was out. Listen, I'm out here wilding.
But his girl, though, what happened to bro code? Y'all having bro code?
Nigga, it was savage life. There was no love in it. He's fucking. Listen, this is a younger version of us. We roaming the street, and mind you, my homeboy not here living to this day. Me and him stopped being friends because of that.
Wow.
He got killed. He got killed in Virginia. Me and him stopped being friends because of that. He never forgave me for that.
I wouldn't forgive your ass either. I would not forgive your ass. But
listen here. I thought it was okay because he already had other hoes.
Okay, but not, you know, his best girlfriend.
Listen,
y'all do y'all stuff in the street. Y'all still got bro code.
Listen here. So this is, but I'm saying, this is why I'm saying this. You have these type of situations that happen, and still, listen, my son could have been 21 by now, or my daughter, or whatever. I could have been walking them down the aisles.
But a lot of guys, when you went through, a lot of guys can relate to that situation. Trust me, a lot of guys can relate. There's a lot of guys probably that's listening right now can relate, but they're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's not the first time I heard before either.
Yeah.
And listen here. There's a statement that John Smith said in the comments, and I want to say this. He said nature forced you to have sex. I wholeheartedly believe that. But listen here.
What? Nature, what?
Nature, like nature.
Nature forced you to have sex?
Yeah, there's instincts that makes you want to have sex when you're chemically attracted to somebody and stuff like that. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
that could be prevented when you're raised properly at times to make the rest decision. Now, mind you, here's the thing. I was raised properly. I raised in a 2-parent household, but I made an individual choice that day to smash something and squeeze some cheeks. You know what I'm saying? This is when that person made that decision, I never forgave myself. I said, dog, and listen here, my parents are getting old. I'm older man now. Oh, when you know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, these are the other side of this Roe E. versus Wade people don't like to talk about. We always talk about the extreme, great molestation. Oh, I can't do this. Dog, these are the other sides. I could have easily went and got a job and got to it. Went and got to school. Because you want to know why? Huh?
Why?
When
I'm
you
saying that's
see,
what I was saying. That could have made you a better person.
make you a better person. When you see a mouth effing hungry, you're going to say, boy, if you raise the right way, you're going to see, boy, I got to get up. And not only that, I come from a good family. You don't think they would have took the baby? You don't think there was a, hey, bring that baby down south. We'll make sure they straight until you get on your feet. That's what family do.
That's what the village is for.
That's what the village. How many babies are born in the village and the villagers say, keep them coming?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, it's not really your family responsibility to take care of your own responsibility.
Nobody said it was.
It's not their responsibility.
No. He had, listen.
Nobody said it was their responsibility.
Roxy, he has a right to say that, though. He has a right to say that because here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not. But if we function as a collective, the collective makes the decisions for everybody.
Because to be honest, Roxy, if I would have had a woman pregnant right now, I would not go to my family member. I would take on my own responsibility on my own.
Yes, that's true, but you can have that support. Remember, you have to have a good support system as well.
Yes, I agree with the support system. At the same time, it's my responsibility. I should not put
nobody's saying that it's not, but we're speaking from a young person's from Hakeem when he was his younger self. We're speaking from his perspective, from him being a child, not being ready. He was younger.
But in the Hakeem story, he was 23 years old, which means he already knew
without no job and he had nothing going on.
You get what I'm saying?
So
we gotta stop making
excuses.
My thing is we gotta stop making excuses as men if we know the end result. If we know we're gonna have sex with a baddie and know at the end result she may get pregnant, we gotta have it in the back of our mind.
He didn't have that type of mind at the time. He had to have growth to even. He didn't have that mind at the time. Is what I'm saying. I'm not making excuses.
Years old, you consider in the United States you are considered an adult. At 23 years old, you are considered as an adult.
Yeah.
Yes,
but I'm for Hakeem already know I'm for it. But Hakeem already know, especially being part of
your age is an adult, but your mind is still not where it need to be mature enough to take care of a child. So I'm just saying from I get what you're saying, but my thing is, in the black community, as men, we have to find a way to stop making excuses and take care of our own responsibility. Because remember, like I said earlier in the podcast, you can even tell Jordan, I said it, in the state of Florida, now they changed on the child support law, like the woman is 15 weeks pregnant, they're going to automatically put you on child support. And it's a fact. You can look it up. That's because a lot of men go around here start slinging it from left to right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it should be a way to bring back family, like black families. Like nowadays, a lot of men want to have 3 and 4 different families. You need to have one sound family that the one woman that's gonna carry your kids, and you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you need all these different households?
I always say on this podcast, I would tell Jordan and Hakeem, polygamy might be the next route to go because they're gonna continue to have all these kids out of wedlock. The next goal is to do polygamy. Have more than one woman in one house.
Why would you need polygamy?
I'm asking, listen, to be honest with you, I agree with him because you want to know what? A lot of these women don't want to have. A lot of these women don't want to have kids. A lot of these women don't want to have kids. Some of them want to have kids.
You said it yourself. Wait, you said it yourself, Hakeem, that the women when they're older no longer want to have kids, but in your prime when you're younger, you're able to produce kids.
That is true, but here's the thing. Now, listen. Let me ask you a question. If you seen the Kendra G show, there's a guy who was on there today. He was on there the other day. He specifically said this. He said he'll get married with a woman if she wants to have kids, but if they don't want to have kids, then we could just be life partners. He said, "What's the reason to get married if there's not kids involved?" This is what a nigga said online.
True. That's true, but that's what I'm saying. That's a union. That's a union between two people.
But he said something that's very point. Why are we getting married if there's no kids involved? What's the legacy? If you die off, I die off.
I feel like this. Listen, I feel like this. If you're gonna get married, then you no longer make individual decisions. The man and the woman should both make that decision. A woman does not have a choice whether she wants to have a kid or not. When you get married, if you know what I'm saying, you're joined to as one. You're agreeing.
That's
to
a lie.
That's
a lie. Regardless if you marry, she still make the choice. She said, "My body, my choice." It's the control now.
Especially some of these marriages, not in mine, but especially some of these marriages.
If I get married, I can't tell my man. You know, you gotta both make that decision.
It's like when some of these marriages, they say that, but it's like this. Won't be like this, and put it behind their back.
Yeah.
That's where. Well, then I don't know, like, because she's not submitted to you. So there's a problem.
Did you see that Tyler Perry movie where Tyler Perry paid the husband to the woman who had a career and he didn't know that his woman, when it had his tubes tied, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Which one? The one with the lady she was homeless?
No, not the one. This the one where Jill Scott. Yeah.
Why did I?
Yeah. And
but
Right.
Oh, the husband made the wife get a tube tied.
No, she went and got it herself. She didn't tell him.
Wait. You mean you talk about Diary of a Mad Black Woman?
No. Why did I get married?
Why did I get married? Oh, okay. Why did I get married?
That's what Jill said. She went and listen. Men think about legacy. Good men think about legacy.
I know. A lot of men
listen.
To have little people.
Oh my God. Listen, a good man gonna want to have a thought. Listen, I won't care how as old as I am right now, because I'm mentally ready. I won't care how many kids I have right now. I don't care. My whole check go.
But you're old, bro. We want to have kids right now. You're old. You're gonna
listen. I want legacy. Nobody listen. A lot of y'all think about memories and stuff like that. That's nothing. The memories go away with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your trips to Egypt, your trips to Bahamas, you can't take that with you.
Well, your kids are still here. They can pass on that.
Better to have them when you're young.
Oh, it is better, but listen here. If people are waiting out for the best possible outcome, like a lot of us are doing, it's not our fault you don't want to have it. That's why when Ron said
wait a minute, hold on, wait. When you say people are waiting for the when you say people are waiting for the best outcome, sometimes a lot of people fall in love young when like right out of high school, the high school sweethearts and stuff like that, and they have kids with them, and then they get married. Some of them stay together, some of them don't. I guess that's what you mean by the possible.
No. I mean, there's certain men who are specifically strategic about having kids. We're not talking about the ones you're talking about. There's men who avoided having kids with the wrong person to get the best possible outcome of a mate to breed with. I'm talking about now. If a lot of women want to get married and they don't want to have kids, they need to be okay to be the second wife. Preach.
Shut up, Ronnie. Shut up.
I'm for real. I'm a polygamist, so that.
Okay, so how would you like if she have two men? How would that go?
We won't be there's no need for us then.
That's not polygamy. That's another word.
That's polygyny. That's polygyny.
Yeah, that's polygyny.
What's that need for? You can't have a legacy. What's the legacy for you? You fucking two men. How you gonna know who the daddy is? So what last name is gonna carry?
But one of them don't want to have kids.
Who?
Right? One of them either can't have kids or one of them don't. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Men who don't want to have kids tend to listen. Men who don't want to have kids already tend to have kids already. A lot of them already tend to have kids already.
What about the ones that don't want no kids at all and don't have no kids?
They're going to live a very vaporous life. That's on them.
Yeah, their choice.
That has nothing to do with us. That has nothing to do with us. And mind you, we should not, and this is America. We could want things the way we want. You could say, hey, fam, step over there in that booth over there for the ones who don't have kids. We trying to fuck for some over here.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question. If you find you a good man, you ain't gonna pop it. You ain't gonna pop it for a real nigga.
Yeah. What?
I'm asking if
no.
You heard what you said.
No, I'm saying if you met a good man right now, You want to give him as many kids as you can?
I don't know about how as many kids as he can, but we can have that conversation on.
You see, there we go. We can have that conversation. Then that means
I'm not
that means
popping about no, because wait, listen, because some people get insecure about their bodies after a while. Remember, you gotta snap back. It's a snapback.
You're his woman.
Exactly.
Okay,
You his woman. Listen, do you want a mommy makeover to please other niggas or your husband?
It's not about that. It's about feeling, about your self-esteem and feeling you want to feel good at the same time.
But you got a nigga that's with you every day. What self-esteem do you need? What if he say I love him? What if he say I
feel good for me?
No. Sometimes women want the world to love them. That's the issue.
I'm not like that. I'm very much.
I'm not saying you. You're very confident. I'm not talking about you. I'm speaking for the niggas that are listening to me. The ladies who are listening to me. Them stretch marks, that love handle you had because you had
popping out kids like that.
Listen.
Come on now.
Listen, baby. Listen, because you want to know why it's a self-image thing. People care about what the world think because a lot of people.
It's not about what the world think. It's about what you feel. Remember, we have self-esteem too.
How you have self-esteem if you got if you got the golden ticket? Most black women can't get. You're married.
So what about women feeling pretty? If I'm feeling ugly and I'm feeling whatever, like I'm feeling fat.
Your nigga's supposed to make you feel good.
How you gonna make me feel good?
That's the problem with Alicia Curry now. Why you think Alicia Curry and them have an open marriage?
Yes, but listen, you can tell a guy can tell a female she's beautiful all the time, but guess what? If you're not feeling beautiful, what?
Then you got to get your insecurity in check.
You do.
Listen. Exactly. I'm going to go get that insecurity in check. Exactly.
Listen. I'm being real with you. That's why a lot of women are going to deal with double D John and not deal with no nigga who get no sack. That's why. Listen. Wait
a minute. So you're saying if a woman is not popping it up for a man that want a bunch of kids, then she got to go deal. Then she's got to go deal with who?
A double D John.
Why? That's not fair.
Because you want to know why? Because you want to know why? He's willing to accept anything you want, and you can have full control and autonomy.
Okay, but why can't it be a decision that why can't it be a mutual decision?
I want
why should I have to lay on my back for the rest of my life?
I want nobody say that. We're gonna have a couple kids. Yeah. We're gonna have a couple kids.
Oh, that's fine. A couple kids is fine, but you making this seem like bitch, you gotta be popping them out every year. Like, I'm asking
if I'm dropping that secret sauce. If I'm dropping that secret sauce, listen. Right now, I'm looking for somebody to produce 5. I'm produce 5. I'm looking for somebody to produce 5.
Baby, you need a tenderoni, baby. You need a Roni.
No, he won't 4. But you said I want 5.
I will have King.
You want 4 at your age? You need a tenderoni, and I'm just being real.
Why would I need a tenderoni if a woman can capably have 5 if we just pop them out every other year?
Yeah, I need a good 6.
Because if she's up in her age, why would you want to, like, nobody want to be doing all that late in the age.
Then be okay. Be okay with being the second or third wife.
And you know, I think it's bullshit. Not only that, but Hakeem, some mistakes she making, I disagree with because there's a woman now. Every time they see a kid, they're like, "Man, I'm ready to have kids again." I hear
a lot of them.
All the time.
But nobody's talking about 3 and 4 kids when they're older. Is what I'm saying.
When women see baby photos,
when you're in your 40s, your mid-40s and 30s, come on,
they want to have kids again.
Then you deal with men who willing to deal with that. Men like us who waited.
Listen, let me say something. In my late 30s, in my early 40s, baby, I want to go out and have a good time. I need to be on a yacht somewhere.
Then no problem. Get your old man then. Get your old man.
Old man, see what I'm saying?
But listen here. Most men you're gonna meet
have their own kids, and we're gonna have our grandkids.
Roxy, trust me when I tell you this. If you meet a man, then you got to get you a man who is older or a man who already have kids and they're wanting us.
I don't want a young boy. Why the hell would I want a young boy?
No, you didn't hear what I just said. I didn't say a young boy. I said, you got to meet a man who is older or a man who already have kids.
I'm not saying I'm saying. I'm just speaking like in a general term, but I'm just saying me. I'm just saying.
Listen. I'm looking for somebody to pop it. I'm looking for somebody to pop it for a real nigga.
And first of all, hold on. First of all, listen. When you're older, you're not. You like when you're older, it's harder for you to get pregnant. You know that, right?
Then be okay with being the second. Be okay with being the second and third wife.
It's hard to get pregnant. Yes,
it is hard. Then be okay with being the second and third wife.
I said to get you a tenderoni, get you a little young, you know what I'm saying, a little young thing that can do all that because she got the time. Okay. That's
that
what
way
I'm
he said
saying.
polygamy. Remember he said it. He said polygamy.
I keep
Why
saying
you gotta
that.
be in a polygamy?
Listen,
why you gotta be in a polygamy?
If his woman don't want to have kids, it's all right. We can still be married to. Let me just get another woman.
Get another woman.
I'm not gonna get married to no man and get another woman. No.
Listen.
I'm not gonna.
There's no reason. Listen, a lot of people be mad when I say this. If there's no kids involved, especially if the man can't have his own legacy, what's the reason to get married for? How to keep
we
his
can have
family
a child or two. It don't matter.
How can keep? No, I want 5.
But then go find you a tenderoni. Why you need to have me and somebody else just have 5 kids?
Because you say you don't want to pop out 5.
You don't want to pop out 5, but listen, I still love you and I still want to keep you around and want you to be in that.
I have none. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to have none. Just find you somebody that suits you. That's what I'm saying. You don't need me around. If I don't suit you, then I don't work for you. You gotta go get you somebody that does. Why do you need to hold on to me? Let's set me free.
No, you can.
I'll tell you this. I believe like
an
option. I figure there's some women who will be down for that.
Yeah, listen. It's a lot of women who be down for that. Now, mind you,
that's good.
Listen. A lot of women who have kids will be down for that too if she understands her place.
Right. And she can't be jealous.
She can't be jealous. She'll just be a sister wife in a second.
Second woman gonna end up being babysitter. That's what that is.
Listen,
you gotta earn. I'm go friends.
Jordan.
Yeah.
You know how many men die who are in relationships with women who don't have kids, and them women don't go check on that man's family?
Yeah.
There's no connection. She gets married, moved on, and keep it moving. I can name several relationships that are like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yes, several relationships, and I come from a very close-knit family. If you get married off and we don't have no kids, what's the reason? Like that's what I said. What's the reason me giving you my last name or you controlling any of my assets and intellectual property?
First of all, hold up before you want to say all that. First of all, women are very good management. Okay, we manage things very good. We're good at managing things because we got to manage multiple things at the same time. So you don't want to manage your assets or whatever you're talking about, then you don't trust her. Smash his woman and see how that goes.
Listen, how would you manage my assets if we don't have no kids?
I'm talking about the marriage, sir.
No, why would I get married if we're not having kids? We could just be life partners. And when I die, when I die, my assets will be divvied up with my nieces and nephews.
No, because you just told me I'm your wife. You married me.
No. Listen. Pop a baby out and I'm married.
Pop baby out for who?
I'm just speaking in general. Somebody drop a baby and we'll get married.
We'll have a baby first. That's not securing a relationship.
No. That is listen. At 40. Listen. At 40, that's securing the bag.
For you.
At 40, that's securing the bag. Pop a baby out and we'll get married.
For who? That's not a promise.
Listen. Pop two. I can put you on my life insurance.
Why not propose, buy the ring, and put it on the
No, because that's not for that. That's not all contingent. Pop a couple kids out, and we'll get married.
But that's not guaranteed.
Give me my legacy. Give me. Listen.
You trying to sell me a dream, Hakeem?
No, give me a legacy. Give me the house of Waldorf. Give me that. Listen.
On the finger that we talking. Okay?
Listen, let me be able to say the winter is coming.
The first week.
House Stark.
You get one child first.
Huh?
The first year of marriage, you get the first child.
No, not the first year of marriage. The child has to be dropped before we get married.
No. Nah, that's not secure.
Listen, I'm a man of my word. My brothers can vouch for that.
That's them vouching for you. That ain't secure enough for me. I don't need nobody vouching for nothing. Okay,
yeah. Anybody I get with now, we got to drop a baby first before that rings get put on.
You know what
I mean? That first baby just locked me in the house. That second baby locks the assets.
That's just how I came. Like me and Ron, you might be different. That's just for I came.
That's just for me. They don't speak. They don't speak for. They know I'm wild. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, what reflects Prince Hakeem on the show doesn't reflect my brothers. I'm wild.
No, I have a whole different
He has a whole different scenario. I'm wild. This is what my demands on. Listen, guaranteed I'm gonna pay. No, listen, guaranteed I'm gonna pay the bills. Guaranteed I'm gonna pay the bills. Guaranteed.
That is not guaranteed.
Listen, guaranteed.
Guaranteed because you say it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed I'm gonna be. Guaranteed. Listen, my word is my bone. Pop one. And this is for pop one.
The ring is mine. The ring is my bond.
Listen, pop one. Pop one. Listen.
What did you say?
Weapon.
She went out.
She went out.
Hakeem over here trying to trap. Nah, Hakeem trying to trap folks.
It's not trapping, but I'm over. Listen. There's more of a reason to cultivate a family when you have a baby involved, because then I can feel like there's an investment. I have a legacy to worry about. I have a legacy I can invest in.
But give me your history, baby. That's not very trustworthy.
What happened?
I said, giving your history, that's not very trustworthy.
What? That's not. Listen, I'm deliverance from evil.
How does she know that though? All she knows that is what I mean. The proof is in the pudding.
Let me tell you something. If you want to judge me on something that goes 20 years, then keep it moving. Then that means that you haven't grown yet. That means that you have not grown. And maybe we're just not suitable to beat enough, or what I'm bringing for you is above your pay grade.
I guess, child.
I'm coming to bring you life, love. Not only that, I'm coming to give you.
Well, how about this? Who put this calling me? Hold on. Is that me or you?
I'm coming to give you something that a double D John can't give you. Is an experience.
Hi, I got a question for you. If she's between 3 to 6 months pregnant, will you put the ring on it?
Is she 3 to 6 months pregnant?
Yeah.
No, the baby got to drop, and I got to test if the baby's mine.
Okay.
See, child.
When that listen.
Hold on. You don't even know the baby yours.
When that test come back, and it said, listen. When that test come back and it says house start, we getting married in the hospital.
So you don't even kiss the girl that you gonna be having.
Listen. When that test come back, listen, Jordan.
And he be the only man I'm later with. They come tell me about some damn test. Jordan,
she 3 months pregnant. She dropped the baby. We do the test in the hospital.
So y'all not in a secure relationship for you to be feeling like,
listen,
go get a test.
Go look at the statistics. Most kids who are born tend to not be the kids who are born for the fathers who have. It's a statistic. It's a statistic. I don't know about that. Am I wrong, Jordan?
No, that's a fact.
It's a statistic.
Most of those statistics are not even always.
But Jordan, listen, Jordan. I come out. Listen, Jordan, I come out. And she had the baby in the hospital, and it come back, and he said, "House Stark." I said I'm gonna put the ring and propose while she's laying in the bed on IV.
Nigga, I would tell you fuck you. That's very mean. I would tell you fuck you. Because bitch, you out of your fresh yourself with me.
Then listen. This how crazy it is. We break up, she leaves, go have a baby from another nigga, come back, give me another one. I'll change the other baby last name to mine and we just make them House Stark.
Then you just create your whole life, ain't it?
Listen, I need an investment to say that you really want to be here. Give me something that's so precious for you that you don't want to give every nigga, and that's a baby. Show me that you really fuck with me for life. Pop it for a real nigga.
I got the ring. I'm married you. I'm your wife. I became your wife.
No, that don't work like that. You don't. Rings are not. Listen, in this day and age, knowing that women are not so much trustworthy. Word is.
Hold on, wait a minute. Every time I get on here, you telling me about women. What women are you dealing with? Because the women I know, the women that I'm surrounded by, I know a lot of them that are like what you say, but most of them that I know are not even like that. And I'm not like that, so I can't even.
I know you. Listen, I know you don't like that. And listen here, I'm just speaking about my experience, and I'm just speaking about this. Here's the thing.
But you're still holding on to that.
I'm not holding on. I'm not holding. I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic, and I'm very full of love. I pray every night, and you know what I mean.
So when are you gonna say something positive? Like when are you gonna start? You know what I'm saying? Like saying some positive stuff that can work out.
No, I have said some positive stuff. And listen, I'm gonna be on this
podcast. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna be on this podcast to say this. The secret to my success is a Black woman.
There you go.
The secret to my success is a Black woman. If I could tell you,
but speak about your future in a decent light with a Black woman and with kids.
Listen, this is why I date Black women, and I care about the Black women who are in my family to strategically be with the right woman. Legacy is not only listen.
Like, I understand. Hold on, listen. Go ahead. I'm listening to talk.
Legacy is not only for me; it's for my mama and my daddy. What about them? What about my nieces? What about my sister? What about my aunties? What about them who love me? The women who love me and cradle on me. Listen,
what I'm saying is,
you see,
I don't really touch you.
No, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, I understand like you have bad experience with women and stuff like that. I've had bad experience with men, Black men, to be honest. But that don't mean I feel some type of way towards men or like towards Black men. I know it's a lot of damaging people out there. I know that. But that don't mean I'm gonna come out and be like, oh, F niggas, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like that because why? Because I know everybody's not the same.
I know everybody's not the same, but I'm only thinking about them because you want to know why? Me bringing the wrong woman around is gonna hurt my family and my legacy. If a woman, most women are used to dealing with men who are not family oriented.
But you have to change your mindset if you're gonna attract something.
Let me finish this. That's crazy. Most women are used to dealing with men who are passive and who are not family oriented. So they dictate the narrative the way they want. And they treat the other person's family so ever because they see the man as very laissez-faire. It doesn't work like that here. I have a very close network who cares and love about me, and I care and I love about them. Why would I bring somebody who would not care about a legacy, my legacy, and who might only the ones
that do? That's what I'm saying. What about the ones that do? The ones
listen. There's a lot of them. Listen, a lot of women only care about their own legacy. Because you want to know why men. Listen, because men are expendable for them. When a woman cares about a legacy, because that legacy is attached to you.
No, but it's true though. What he's saying is true. Women only care about their own happiness. It's a fact.
Why you think a lot of these women hyphenate their name, still want to keep their daddy names for it? Your daddy don't pay bills in the house. I'll be damned if I'm with a woman who want to hyphenate.
That's a very small group. That's a very few.
But listen, it doesn't make sense. for you to hyphenate your name because you want to know why you want to keep your own identity. Go marry your daddy then.
And not that, but you always hear arguments, women always say, it's my happiness, my happiness, my happiness, my happiness, my happiness. It's never about the man's happiness, what you do for the aspect of the
That's true, but things are changing. Times are changing because why? Because a lot of women see that.
No, the time had changed because a lot of men today are weak. A lot of men today are weak and they're not staying strong on what they want, what they desire the woman to do.
Listen, this is why Roe versus Wade, this is why we got that. If there was families that were a lot more involved and we had a structure like we did back in tribes where there was tribunals, if this was in Africa, and I'm gonna be real with you, or if this was in a tribe somewhere or in a third world country,
not even the same no more.
Listen. And this is something I know for a fact. If a girl had got pregnant, she would have brought to the chief. The chief said, "We need that baby." They ain't going nowhere.
Or they're sent her off.
They're sent her off. Or I know there's one thing. There could be a couple in the tribe. Mary Jo and such don't have a baby. She had a baby. We'll just get that baby up to them.
Yeah, correct.
Legacy. Women
I understand that, but when I'm responding, I want to hear you. Like, I understand you had a terrible experience with women. I want to hear you speak something positive into the air about yourself and your future and your wife and her having your kids. Like, I have not heard that, not even once. All I've heard is this, and some women are this and these women are that. I heard a lot of negative. I haven't heard not
can I tell you something
that could go right here.
Can I tell you something? I've spoken very positive, and Jordan and Ron can attest to this. Jordan, how many times have I told you I said that I want to be able to provide a type of life for my woman? So
that's still you. That's you talking about providing. I haven't heard something good that a woman have done for you, like a nourishing, like anything like that a woman can be beneficial for you, or you, you know what I'm saying? Like you having a good experience with a woman and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know what you can do, what you're saying that you can do and what you can provide and all that stuff. But what about something that a woman have done for you, or something that, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk about something positive that women have done for you, or something that women have done, or whatever. Your own experience.
I think I kind of get where you're coming from. If I tell you, it's not going to sound good, because I'm going to say it because I'm going to tell it to you. Okay, there was one person who made me felt so bad that it forced me to go back to school just to try to get her. She said I wasn't.
Wait, what do you mean she hurt you so bad?
She said that, hey, if I was the type of man, if I wanted to be with her, I need to make more money.
Damn.
And that's what the best thing that you have dealt with when it came to a woman?
I could tell you about certain women who I've dated that I had to give them money to buy me birthday presents.
That's talk about what you have done for women. I'm talking about what the women have done for you. Let me get Jordan. What's a positive? What's something positive that a woman have done for you? Because I know you're married and everything. You have probably a lot of positive things to say about women.
Are you talking about just being in my relationship?
Or a woman that you've dealt with, or your wife, or anything? So
you just talk about being in a long-term marriage and about being in a marriage.
Quiet about this.
No, you talking about women of past, or just being in my current marriage?
Like just positive things that women have brought life.
Hey, we got a comment. We got a comment on here that we need to touch. Somebody says the baby is only investment needed. What secures the legacy if she gives you a baby for personal gain? How a baby is personal gain, Apple?
I have started.
How a baby's personal gain? Tell me that.
Have I ever personal gain? Baby is personal gain as personal gain in the aspect when it comes to financial. Because remember when a woman have a baby, she gets financial gain.
No. She was speaking to me. It's a, am I speaking like,
Oh,
how is
to
it a
you.
person? Have I ever spoke about a children as a come up when I know I'm gonna have to spend for it?
But some women,
Listen.
for a baby, is an actual come up for the woman because remember, child support.
Income
Women
tax.
fell off on child support.
I'm about to say something real tough here.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say something real tough. You want to know why I got that statement she said? And I kind of get where in underliningly, sometimes it's a lot of women who might feel like that's probably the only best thing they can do is give a baby.
Mhm.
No, but that's the women. To me, I keep that's the whole.
It changes your mindset, though.
No. Listen. Hear where I'm coming from with this. If you can't inspire your man, or you add any other value to him, all you is just a baby making machine.
That's what.
Listen.
How was I just saying that?
Listen here. No, because she said something that's real thing. She said, legacy. The way to make it seem like it's an investment. No, legacy benefits the tribe, the village, generation. So you say we're just born here just to die and not reproduce? Apple, talk to me. The link is in the description. Talk to me.
Her name is actually Apple.
Some women don't have the luxury of bringing forth a child.
She said you.
It's on Facebook?
Yes, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Hold on. She got to come in here. We need to talk. Drop that link in there.
Come on, sister girl. We need more women to come. Come on, because Hakeem coming strong.
It's Whoa versus Wade. I'm Whoa anyway, but who's Wade?
D Wade. D Wade. Where's Isaiah Wade?
Apple, you gotta tell her to keep talking. She gotta cam up. Don't talk. You gotta cam up.
No, I dropped the link in the description. She said, make it seem like I said it's like an investment. It benefits the collective. We're not supposed to be alone here. Life is about people. How many times we gonna keep sending? A lot of y'all think like y'all sentient beings. Y'all move dolo. Y'all deviated from the. Y'all move by yourself. Y'all deviated from the path.
Hold on, wait a minute. You don't need all that. What? Say it again. What?
Y'all deviated from the past.
First of all, being a very spiritual person.
Listen, because
you don't need a big circle.
Listen. She also she did say something that she mentioned. She said what she said, you said you won't marry her unless she gives a baby. I mean that. I do mean that, Apple. You gotta pop. Listen, you gotta pop.
Oh,
there she go. There she go.
There you go. Yes.
Welcome. Please tell that.
You better be ready, I can.
No.
I'm waiting.
Listen. This is a friendly discourse. This is a friendly discourse.
Let her come in.
Her audio. She got
she got to unmute herself.
Unmute yourself.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. You're welcome. Now let me say, I came in the middle of the conversation. So my question I was asking is because I heard you say you won't give her a ring until she has the baby.
Yes.
And so I took that as if you were saying the baby is the investment to the legacy, not the woman. So that's what I was asking for clarity.
Okay, if we pass, let me ask you a question. If we pass on, who's going to remember us? Who could say we was here?
No, I understand. But I do also understand, and I agree with you, but I do also understand that many women will hear that and take that as an opportunity to secure herself a spot by saying that. So what vetting or what's being done to make sure that the woman, because you can have a baby, but what's making sure that she's gonna mother your child correctly to make sure if something happens to you, your legacy will carry on.
You see, now I understand that, but those are the nuances that we didn't even touch. Then we could touch on them. If at my age right now, I'm over 40, and you come from the jungle where I come from. Isn't that a fact?
Correct.
At my age right now, knowing what was wrong, and I'm very family oriented. I come from a very tight-knit family. That vetting process would have been already enacted by bringing you around, seeing how you move around and stuff like that. I would have to meet your mom, your dad, to see how you move. I'm not talking about just willy-nilly, we just popping it out right now. But if you want anything serious going further, and the only reason why I say that this has to be a situation now, because most women don't want kids now.
I mean, not when they're older. That's what I'm saying. Not when they're older, because you want to relax.
Then what's the reason for marriage then, if we're not going to have no babies?
Some people get married younger.
That's what I'm saying.
It's for financial
All
gain.
I'm saying is that when you're 40 and 50, nobody want to be popping out kids around that.
No. I want Apple to answer. Apple answer.
Your grandkids to be around that time.
Apple, how do you feel about that statement I tell you?
That what's the reason for marriage?
If we ain't gonna have no babies, if there ain't gonna be no legacy involved.
Well, I agree that you should have babies in your marriage to build a legacy. I just don't agree with getting married after I'm pregnant. That's not something I agree with. I'm not willing as a woman to put my body on the line to say, okay, you want to wait until I give you a baby?
Yeah.
To be able to marry you. That wouldn't work for me personally.
That's not even love. Like,
I don't necessarily associate. I don't think marriage should be done for love. That's not my belief system.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why shouldn't you marry the person you love?
I think love should be in the equation, but I do not believe it should be the number one reason.
It's a facade.
I think you can grow to love. You can learn to love. That's something that can come with it. But I think other things should come first, because you're talking about forever. You're talking about a lot of the things that come into.
But with love, everything else, other stuff comes too. With love, the everything comes. The respect comes. The loyalty comes. All the other stuff comes with love. When you love somebody, like truly, I'm not talking about lust. I'm not talking about somebody you're sexually attracted to or physically or whatever. I'm talking about like real love. When you love somebody, everything else comes with it.
That's a fantasy word you're talking about right
now. That is not a fantasy.
It is. Listen. It's about duty, honor, respect, and legacy. We need to look at our grandmamas, our great grandmamas, and see what they went through. They went through worse stuff than us, and they still was able to.
Some of them were in love with each other.
No, they was not in love.
I don't want you to take it as if I'm saying cancel out love. What I'm saying is that should not be the number one priority as to why you're marrying that person. If that's something that happens, that's great.
But if you love somebody, there's reasons why you love them. Like you can love, like, okay, when you ask somebody, why do you love her? Well, how do you feel about her? Or why is she the one? Or something like that. You're gonna have a bunch of things to name because that brought you to how you feel about the person.
But you can't use it. You cannot use it all the time because your emotions switch every 5 seconds. 1 minute you can hate the person, 1 minute you can love the person. That way you cannot.
I can still love you. You can still get on my nerves and I still love you.
Listen, I don't want to deviate from the conversation, but she's talking about something where this is why you have a lot of women who have kids for certain men because they feel like they love them and not having kids the right way by mating with the right person. Now here's the thing. I'm not at my age right now. I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for somebody who we can build a life with.
See what
That
I'm
love
saying? That's not even guaranteed. That's not gonna guarantee
How
you.
that's not guaranteed?
Now
me
for
ask
the woman, that's not gonna guarantee her that you're gonna be
But-
around just because she has your baby.
But you understand love is less of a guarantee?
Thank you. I
And
could
I'm
love
Not
you and
really.
still fuck other hoes.
and
Not
I'm gonna add
really.
this. You could love somebody and she might
No,
not
because
be.
when a man loves a woman, he can do no wrong. Man.
No, no,
So
no.
what the hell y'all been at?
That's a lie.
When a man loves a woman, he can do.
Most
You-
men,
Y'all don't know
most men
love.
that
Y'all
cheat tell
know
them
love.
they love them.
Listen, that's you see, you're not gonna win this one. I'm just gonna tell you
I'm
that.
not trying to win. I'm telling you what it is.
You're not gonna win
Why
this
do you
one.
think back in the day, the reason why we have so much problems is because we have less love. Everybody worry about
No. The reason why we have
Back in the
just
day,
this
they had more.
poor
Back in the
mating
day, they
choices.
had a lot more love going on.
Poor
than everything.
mating
They would've
choices.
fought in love.
But I want to get back to what she was talking about because I wanted to touch on that why I feel the way I feel about that. The
It's just
market.
something about when somebody love you.
No. Listen. The market, Miss Apple, has made things so volatile that we have to come at this a different way. And I'm speaking for myself. My brothers don't agree with what I'm agreeing with. For me, you got to drop a baby before we get a ring.
I guess I'm looking at it in different ways.
Look at it. Look at it from the perspective. Listen, most women who meet men nowadays, you already fucking without a condom after the second, third month. That's facts.
I guess
How
I'm
you know
looking at
you
it
a
from a
fly on the wall?
perspective. I'm looking at it from a perspective of mothering and from someone who you can trust to carry on your legacy. Simply speaking, where it may be other things at play, meaning the woman who you may meet, she may not be of childbearing. She may still be able to bear a child, but she may not be as young. She may not be 20 or 30 years old.
Then that's not no problem. But you just gonna have to pop it out for a real nigga.
But it's the thing.
See, man,
The older that you get, that changes. And there are other options where there's surrogacy.
Yeah.
There's, adoption.
No. That's out the question.
That might be out the question.
That's
But
out
this is the thing. If that was in this day and age, if you're over 40 as a male and you still have not found what you're looking for, because the type of woman who you want does not, she's not coming around. You haven't ran up on her
He's not
yet.
attracting her.
You're telling me that you're going to wait until this woman is pregnant to say, okay, I'm going to give you a baby. And then what if she ends up not being it? Are you going to start all over again with someone else?
Like if she already have the baby?
Yeah.
No, we stand together. After you drop it, we in this for life.
What if she get tired of you?
There's no going nowhere after you drop this baby.
It don't work that way.
What you gonna do, threaten her?
There's no going away after you listen. There's no going away after you drop this baby.
But if
what if she don't want you no more?
If she was in it for personal gain, then it is. She'll leave.
She can leave. Most women are practice self-preservation. It wouldn't surprise me.
And I guess that's why I'm asking, why wait until she has the baby to marry her versus marry her?
Because the thing is, I say we need something to anchor us here, to make it seem like what are we really about? Because me and you can be together and be life partners, and you can, because you want to know why? Just for the same reason she said you can get up and want to leave. There's no reason for you to stay. But if we have a baby, you're gonna rethink about doing certain things. Let's try to work this out and stuff.
I got a question.
Huh?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Because what I'm understanding from you is, okay, are you saying that you have one woman that you're smashing, or you have like multiple different women?
No.
Get pregnant first, the one that you
no. One woman that I'm okay. Let's say for instance we together. Let's say, this is hypothetically speaking, we together. We have already done the vetting system. I know you're this type of stuff. If you're a family-oriented person, you're gonna want to have a family.
Are we exclusive?
Huh?
Are we exclusive?
Yeah, we exclusive. We exclusive. We're dating, and we've talked about we've had the dating with a purpose talk. Hey, what are you looking for? Like, listen, I meet most women now. If they're not trying to have kids, it's on to the next one. There's really no conversation.
So I can't. So once y'all, once you start having a kid, y'all both already marriage minded. Till she's already
listen. We need to be marriage minded up front. But here's the thing: for me speaking, knowing how the world works, and knowing how women wake up one morning with this rainbow feeling, I feel sad today.
Okay, what about this? Let me ask
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, Miss Roxanne.
Go ahead. I have a question.
Okay. A lot of women move off emotions. So knowing that you can wake up one morning and feel like this is not it for you, knowing that there's something here to anchor us, then I could say, okay, speaking for myself, I don't know how a lot of other men feel. And there's some men who might agree with me. There's some men who would date with women, particularly saying, hey, we're gonna lock this legacy down. If we fucked around and had a baby, then I could consider and say, hey, she's did something that she hasn't done for most men. I need to make a good woman out of her, and let's go off and handle this business. Anything after that is something different. Now, here's the thing. You already know what I want meeting me. I've already told you what I want meeting from the get-go. Don't be selfish and want to hold me hostage, knowing that I want something. And this goes with the whole polygamy talk. You gotta be okay with being a second wife.
Okay, my question to you is, what if, you saying you're in an exclusive relationship with one person. So what if like she ended up pregnant? Wouldn't you wouldn't propose to her at least while she's pregnant or early on?
The baby has to drop, and I got to get the baby tested to make sure it's mine.
But you wouldn't propose to her at least?
I'm proposing after that paternity test.
I can't.
Mel, how you feel about that?
I mean, I respect your decision.
I think you should be married.
I wouldn't give my body waiting for him to propose to me later.
Listen. I know what I bring. Listen. Most people know what they bring to the table. These are the demands that I've said. Everybody got their own demands. Everybody has their own requirements. You feel me? Knowing how the world works. Listen.
Which is why I said I do respect you.
I want to follow. I want to follow up with you with this story. Like, when you get, let me know.
Listen, marriage is a very serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is a very serious thing. People change after marriage. And this is why a lot of marriages are broken. Some are broken with no kids involved. A lot of them are broken with no kids involved, to say there was nothing to work things out. Big mama them, prior to their age, people that, listen, there's some people, mamas and daddies that I grew up in out of pattern, mama and daddy still together, even after all the fucked up shit that done happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's about honor and dignity and respect. Now, mind you, everybody wants this perfect lifestyle. It is a facade. And a lot of us go off and get these educations and go off and mingle with different types of people, thinking that we're supposed to mirror ourselves after them. It does not work like that. You're going to get into a situation where it's going to best cater and fit to you. You need to understand.
How do you plan on this woman having this baby in a hospital?
Yeah.
You do understand that you have no rights unless she gives you rights in that hospital.
There we go.
Because you're
there
not
we
her
go.
husband. So that's one of the
one.
reasons why I choose not to. That's not for me to say I'm going to give you a baby and you're not my husband. They won't even acknowledge you unless the mama gives a head.
That is true, but listen, women are giving babies away. Women giving the babies away for free. I'm guaranteeing you a marriage.
I'm not talking about women.
I'm guaranteeing you a marriage.
When you're asking my opinion, it's like I'm asking yours.
No, go ahead.
When I'm speaking of me in particular, and for me, that's why I would choose not. One of the reasons why I would choose not to give a man a baby and he's not my husband, because first of all, women die during childbirth.
That is true.
You know, and so what happens? You're not a husband. You have to prove that's your baby.
We talking the extremes.
You have to. We talking in what?
We talking about you're talking about the extreme circumstances.
it's not really extremes. I'm a birth doula. This is reality. This stuff happens more than you think it
It's a
happens.
fact.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about her not being your wife, now as a man, you got to fight for your kid in the hospital. You got to fight to get your baby.
Yep.
But under this new law, since Roe versus Wade got overturned, now Florida's allowing child support to be added after 5th week of pregnancy, 15 weeks.
Well,
Which I do have the right to go in the hospital. Go ahead.
Wait, before we move
Not if
on
she
to
your
that,
wife.
I want to hear. Wait, before we move on to that, let me hear Hakeem's response to what she had to say about him having no rights when he gets to the
No,
hospital.
but I'm telling you, you have the right because by law he automatically.
He does not have the right because he's
after
not
the
married to
15
her.
apprentice. Go ahead.
He doesn't
He
have
does
the right.
have the
Listen.
right, even the woman. No, he do not. He has the right under this new law.
He does
Li-
not.
li-
Not until he prove his paternity. I think.
Do your research, baby girl.
Jordan.
He has
Right,
the
Jordan.
right.
and sign
Under
that and
this
sign
new
the birth
law, the
certificate.
government's gonna automatically on child support,
Jordan.
which means he have the right to choose.
Oh my God, you're not listening.
Didn't I say
I'm
starting this
listening.
conversation that a man don't have no right anyway, even if you fuck for them kids?
There you go.
You have no right
I
until you
disagree. Man do
until
have
you
the
go to
right.
court.
No. We need to stop talking that talk. Man do have the right.
Husbands
I
have
Not
just
if
said
he's
it.
not
I
on
just
the birth
said it.
certificate.
Go ahead.
Not if he's not on the birth certificate. If he's not married to her and he didn't sign the birth certificate and he hasn't proved any paternity, he does not have the right.
No, but Ron do
I
has
just
a
said
point.
under this new Florida legislation, they finna pass. They're gonna pass January 1st. You can do research. I promise you can look it up. That man's gonna automatically be on child support. The court's gonna automatically do it. Right?
So
he does have rights.
So what they're gonna do? I'm gonna say, okay, Tom is my baby daddy, even though he's not in there.
Now, Mel.
No, I'm talking about newborn. She's talking about the newborn that she's about to give birth.
You said
I'm
at
telling her
15
that
weeks.
Now, Mel, when you say I have no rights, that means a woman just doesn't consider me the father, and I have no rights.
No.
Right?
The hospital. Let me explain. The hospital will call you the baby daddy, the father. They will call you everything except her husband. They will acknowledge you as such. So if something happens to her, they won't acknowledge you until a DNA test comes back. They'll just kind of take your word for it, but they're gonna go for next of kin, her mother,
which is no problem. When we get that DNA test, we'll get it right. We need the DNA
when you get it.
Listen,
when you get it, but how will you feel right there? Her mama taking over with your baby in the hospital.
Women take over things anyway. We'll get that right when the DNA test comes.
Okay.
We got lawyers.
But what if the mama refused to even go through all that with you?
She can't go in the fuse. They're gonna have to protect. I could protest paternity if I want. I could file a complaint. It's all in the book.
Yeah, it can be used the power of the courts. You can, but that's caused a lot of money.
And listen.
Right, you
would actually go, but you would go through all of that. You would actually go through all of that instead of just being married and doing things the right way.
Because you want to know why? Listen. I'm speaking for myself. And I know the narrative y'all hearing might not be as good because it doesn't make sense. It makes sense for me. Being in the situations that I've been through and understanding how the women works and stuff like that, I say if we're together and this is serious, depending on how the situation works, you gotta drop one for a real nigga before I even consider doing that with you. Because you want to know why? If you want to start talking that talk that, I don't want to have no kids, and we in this situation, what are we getting?
What if she does want to have kids, but she want the ring first?
No, you get the ring after the baby.
Has that worked?
It does work because you want to know why. Listen,
She said,
Mel.
has it worked?
Listen, huh? You said, has it worked, Mel?
Yeah.
I've denied a lot of people because that situation hasn't. That's a whole nother conversation. Go
ahead and finish saying you denied a lot of people because they didn't agree with it.
Listen.
But they denied you because they didn't agree.
Listen, Mel. Listen, Mel. Look at it from this point. A man should have the right to demand or want things the way he wanted to be wanted, as far as making decisions for himself. Lots of times women come into the situation controlling majority of the situations.
Sometimes women come from situations where she had a father who took care of her, who made sure that she was secured, and he's raised her not to just give that up
And that
for a hope that he will marry her
no,
after
but
she carries his seed to term.
this is not a hope. This is a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee.
And then if
a
you come from a
guarantee.
two-parent
What
household,
happens if the baby is stillborn? You're telling me to put my body through 9 months and hope that you will marry me if the baby goes to term. And then so
That's
if
what
the
I'm
baby
saying.
is stillborn, so what do we do? Try it again?
You gonna still pop it out for a real nigga?
I wish you luck with that.
Listen.
By the end of the day, you understand. Even when even let's say for example, even have King's baby, the court still consider you as his wife because he still got to take care of you with the child support.
Why you just don't get a
But
surrogate?
I'm not speaking on child support. I'm not even.
No, but I'm just telling you
to talk about child support. I'm speaking of the fact of carrying your seed, and I'm not your wife. Like, what happens if you die while I'm pregnant? Then what?
That's why they call something about doing a will.
Listen. I wanted to say this, Mel. You know, Mel, and Mel. I want to say this, and you got to agree with this. Most of these women are giving these kids out for free.
I'm not. So I can't relate. So
listen, Mel. I know you not because you grew up different.
They coming for women. He don't got nothing nice to say.
I do. I always have nothing nice to say. I actually know who she is. She actually grew up very good. She's not like
when you always categorize and you say most of these.
I never categorize. I never categorize.
You said most of these women is not categorizing women?
Everybody speaks in generalities.
Oh, so now it's in general.
Everybody speaks in generalities. That's how we all talk. But the point that I'm trying to get to.
You can't come at me saying you can't come talk to me and say most of these women because I'm a woman and I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Why would you feel some kind of way if it has nothing to do with you?
Because it's not about it having anything to. Hold on, I'm put my earpiece back in.
Listen.
It having anything to do with me.
We only talk about the baby. We only said the baby. There's other requirements that are intact with the baby too, now.
Okay, what's the other requirements? Because that's the part of the conversation I came in on.
He's not respecting divine feminine.
No. Listen. Femininity, submission, on-demand sex.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh my God, they're gonna eat your ass up alive.
Does she get a week off during her cycle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On-demand sex. Just support. Discernment, meek,
peaceful.
No, I don't think a woman should get a week off on her cycle because when a woman on cycle, she's even more nasty and more hornier.
Oh my God!
Run, she is.
Run, chill out.
Her cycle, that's
Run, chill out.
Why they giggling? You don't see them giggling?
That's nasty.
Run, chill out. Listen. All views are not reflected. So
that's
here's
a conversation we need to have. Let's have a conversation about sex like the next
No. Let me finish. Let me finish what I was gonna say to Mel.
Mm-hmm.
Submission is a big component for us to get married.
It's fair for women.
I don't think it's fair. Listen, though.
Huh?
So you're telling me she can check all those boxes, and you telling me she got to push out a baby for you to say I'm gonna marry you, but she checking all the rest of the boxes.
Yeah. Listen here. In between that, I'm buying you gifts. I'm gonna help you pay your bills. I'm gonna make sure you listen. I'm making sure you straight. You know what I'm saying? But if we're gonna take it to the upper room, Some gotta lock us in, so I know you in this for the long haul.
Why
See,
not
Mel,
trust
I
her
kind of
or
disagree. I don't know how
have that
King, I'm
connection?
on a whole different level because I think a man should not even date a woman. I think he should just go ahead and get married with the woman and start wasting time.
Listen.
Because if
What?
she has a father, he could possibly be doing those things for her until she has a husband. So you coming in and you paying bills, you doing that. That's nice and all. But if she may have a father who taking care of her.
Listen. He's right. I believe in getting married in 6 months.
Yeah, I don't
Let me
think
ask
man
a
should date.
question.
Go ahead and get married.
I got a question for Hakeem.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
I have a question for Hakeem. Okay. You're saying that you're requiring her to give you on-demand sex. That means you're requiring a woman with a high sex drive, correct? Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, how would you know what you're getting into?
When I say when I say on-demand sex, we're not gonna be fucking all the time. I'm gonna be out here working, but when I do want to pipe it down, I want to be able to get it when I should have it.
So you're looking for a woman that
But it should be mutual.
I'm looking for what? Repeat that, man.
You're looking for a woman that doesn't work outside the home.
Listen, honestly, the goal, our long-term goal that I'll be working with my wife, the discussion would be we're gonna put a position where you won't have to work. I'm paying.
I'm asking simply because it's hard for a woman to work 40 hours a week and always be available sexually.
No.
I mean, not really. Hold on,
Listen, Mel, I'm willing to pay for submission.
You willing to pay for submission,
but she got.
But listen,
no, but I kind of disagree with Mel.
A woman,
I kind of disagree with Mel. It's hard for a woman to get. It's hard for a woman's sex drive to actually increase while she's working 40 hours a week. That's actually a negative. When women at work, studies already been done. When women's at work, studies already been done. You can research yourself. When women's at work, they sex drive actually increase because of lack of stress. So when they come home, they actually want sex even more.
That's not true.
I don't know. Listen, let me say this. Let me say this.
Her sex drive may increase because she's stressed out and she may want to get off. But you're talking about willingly wants to please you and available and open.
But listen,
nobody.
You want to get off, regardless if she want to please you or not. Her sex drive, she have sex to release her, to relax, to release herself.
But if she's already relaxed, then that's she has nothing to relax from if she's already relaxed. And she's ready to receive you when you come home.
I'm going back to Hakeem. Okay. Now, if you have good sex, I don't think you would have to request her to be ready on whenever you're ready, because she'll already be ready. Like, a guy that has a good sex, shut up.
Good husbands have garbage D.
Man, no, they don't.
Y'all go away.
Garbage D don't mean everybody else do.
But going back to this, my plan is, if the lady who we get together and we had these conversations, our plan is for me to work to a point where she doesn't have to work, because I want complete submission. She still is my partner. She is co-CEO, but there's certain things that I would want to provide for that my parents was able to provide for me. My mother and father been together 40 something years.
Did your mother have to wait until she had you for your father to marry her?
No, so let me break something down to you. My mother was a baby mama, and my dad met her with 2 kids. They got married, had me and my sister, and he been here ever since. He's a stand-up nigga. They don't make them like them no more. I'm not that type of stand-up.
They do make them like that.
Listen, hold on. I'm not that type of stand-up nigga. My daddy instructed me to do different things, and I'm just following his ideology and his teachings. He said, the situation has to benefit you, Mr. Hakeem. A woman has to come into my life and benefit me as well as I'm going to benefit her. I already know what a woman wants.
Not every woman.
Hold on. The ones who are not disillusional, I know what y'all need. It's simple.
So you're saying that we're simple.
No, it's not simple. What do you want is simple. So knowing that.
So what does women want? What do women want?
No, that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic, but we just gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna finish this and we're gonna say our last words.
That's gonna be our next topic. What do women want?
Listen.
No.
Respect. No infidelity. A man who's constantly growing and improving himself. Somebody who's God-fearing. Somebody who's family-oriented. Who knows to do things unselfishly. There's multi-layers to this. But here's the thing. A lot of women have deviated from the path of wanting to have a family for their own ideologies they picked up.
Let me say this. How about you guys bring at least 5, like bring a couple women on and you ask us what we want. What are we looking? What do we want? What are we looking for?
Noted. Done deal. Noted.
Some of y'all don't even know what y'all want. Y'all have poor choices in men.
See, there you go again.
Listen. That's why I'm gonna set up a singles mixer and make sure.
I don't ever see women come on here and be like, men, and always pointing fingers.
Listen. I'm gonna have a class to get some of y'all married.
We don't want you to have a class. Listen, bring the women on next show and ask us what we want. We'll have a discussion.
Are these men gonna also want us to wait to have their babies first?
No, you see. Listen. That's a good one. Listen, Mel. Listen, Mel. That's only me.
I'm just checking.
Listen, Jordan is married. My other guy is single. Listen, me and you come from the same Badlands. The Badlands made me this way.
But you're making a choice to stay that way.
No, I'm not making a choice to stay that way. I'm making a choice to get the best possible outcome. I want the best.
It hasn't worked, is what she's saying.
To meet this wife of yours.
Listen. She'll be submissive. She'll know who's God in the house.
She sure will.
What you mean the feminine? So her feminine energy doesn't matter, huh?
Let me tell no. Femininity is the main important
you don't understand.
thing.
You don't understand.
Mel, are you married?
You have no understanding
Mel,
of the divine feminine.
You married?
No.
Are you submissive?
I am.
So you know to put your man first, right?
Correct.
Are you ready to leave your family and let your man take lead?
Of course.
So you shouldn't be objective to anything I said.
But you're
she
not.
Never said she was.
Now that will you give your man your check?
Yeah. You said, well, what?
What? Say what?
Every 2 weeks.
No, see, in my family household, my stepfather used to come home and bring my mom his check. Yeah.
You see, this conversation gonna get just okay. So what last words do we have? So my thing is, I say this. Men need to set the rules as far as when it comes to marriage, and I just set my own rules.
I guess I can.
No, that's what it is. For me, for you, if you consider to want to be with me, and you want marriage for me, you want me to rear, raise, protect, provide you, you gotta drop one for a real nigga before I even consider about putting the ring on it.
Girl, how you gonna know you're a real nigga if you ain't put a ring on it? I can't.
What's your last word? What's our last word?
My last word when it comes to the aspect of war versus way is to show you the aspect of how society is changing, and men and women need to be more responsible on how they're going to conduct their sex life. Because, like I said, having more babies and you cannot afford it is going to become more and more dangerous. As you can see, that the governors in Florida has already changed the law when it comes to the aspect of child support. So I'm telling men today, make sure you do your research, because if you choose to have sex unprotected, mind you, the 15 weeks pregnant, you are required now by law to take care of that woman, even if you don't want to or not. So that's my final thought.
Even if you don't want to or not. You see how y'all saying that shit?
Yeah, going back to what Ronnie said, do your research, especially people who lives in different states, all across the United States. Make sure you do your research, because especially with these illegal states, it's going to be a lot of laws going to be bringing up from either from local or from for the state. That's my final thoughts.
What about you, man?
Go ahead, Roxy.
I want to say, well, specifically to Hakeem, respect the divine feminine energy. Let me say that again. Nah, you understand what I said? I said, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Mel, what about your final apple?
I don't know if I really have any. I mean, good luck. I don't really have any final
You say
thoughts.
when you say
Say
good luck,
something to
I can
Hakeem.
say good luck.
what you mean by good luck?
I mean, because I say what I say. Has it worked? And you didn't really go into details, which answered my question.
No,
He ignored the question.
no, I didn't
No,
ignore
we're
the
gonna go into
question.
detail on the next show.
Because Mel, I don't think Mel, I don't think you'll be ready to handle that answer.
You're okay.
She said, go ahead.
No, because we done ran the show out for so long. I don't think if Mel is available next, I'll give you the answer next time, Mel. I don't know if you're ready.
Or just answer after the show. If you don't want to put your business out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you for tuning in to KJ Culture Radio. Thank you for tuning in to KJ